unlock your inner strength with these habits. You know, sometimes the hardest battles we fight aren't outside of us, they're within. We wake up every day carrying invisible weights, doubts whispering, fears telling us we're not enough. Here's the thing: inside every one of us, there's a power so deep, so fierce, it can break through any wall. What if I told you that unlocking that strength is not about luck or some secret talent? It's about having small, consistent actions that build a fortress around your mind and soul. And once you embrace them, you'll never feel powerless again. Most people want success, happiness, and peace, but they get stuck chasing big moments instead of building small habits. That's where the trap is. See, we're wired to avoid lies. The fears of failure, rejection, or disappointment often paralyzes us more than the actual risks themselves. It's what psychologists call loss aversion, and it can silently rob you of your inner strength. But if you shift your mindset, seeing every challenge as a chance to grow rather than a threat to your comfort, you start rewiring your brain. This is where personal growth and personal development meet in the choices you make every day to face discomfort and build resilience. I'm talking about more than just grinding hard. It's about mindfulness, being fully present with your feelings, thoughts, and actions. When you can observe your mind without judgment, you start developing emotional intelligence. That's the real power. You learn to control your reactions, to pause and choose your path instead of being controlled by your impulses or fears. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control everything around us, we always have control over how we respond. That's the heart of true strength. The growth mindset says, I may not be perfect now, but I'm getting better every day. And that belief fuels everything else. The habits I'm about to share aren't flashy. They don't promise overnight success or magic fixes. They demand patience, resilience, and consistent effort. But once these habits become part of you, you'll find yourself standing taller, moving through life with a quiet confidence that can't be shaken. Think about it, those moments when you felt unstoppable weren't accidents. They were the result of training your mind to handle pressure, to keep going when others quit. And it's a skill anyone can learn. Now here's something most people don't realize. The key to unlocking your inner strength lies not in the big dramatic gestures, but in the daily rituals you perform when nobody is watching. That's where true transformation happens. So, as we dive deeper into this journey, I want you to pay attention to the small actions you can take right now. These aren't just ideas to think about later, they're tools to start using today. Stick with me, because as we move forward, I'll share stories and lessons that will change the way you see yourself and your potential. This isn't just another motivational speech, it's a blueprint for personal power that works if you work it. When I talk about unlocking your inner strength, I'm not just speaking from theory. I'm talking about real experiences, real struggles that shaped who I am today. Because personal growth isn't something that happens overnight or just by reading books. It's forged in moments of pain, in the times you felt like giving up but decided to push forward. That's where resilience steps in, the ability to bounce back no matter how many times life knocks you down. And resilience isn't something you're born with, it's a muscle you build through consistent effort, through habits that support your emotional intelligence and mindset every day. Think about some people you admire, those who seem calm under pressure, who handle failures with grace, and keep growing no matter what. Their secret isn't some magic formula or superhuman willpower. It's a mindset shaped by deliberate habits, often rooted in Stoicism, the practice of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. That's why mindfulness is so powerful. When you practice mindfulness, you create space between your thoughts and your actions. You stop reacting automatically and start responding intentionally. That's emotional intelligence in action, and it's a cornerstone of true strength. One of the habits I want to emphasize is starting each day with a moment of reflection or prayer. I know it sounds simple, but this daily ritual sets the tone for your whole day. Apostle Joshua Selman often talks about how prayer isn't just about asking for things, it's about aligning your spirit with your purpose and your values. When you take time to connect with your deeper self, you prime your mind for clarity and focus. It's like sharpening a sword before battle. Without that, distractions, doubts, and negativity can easily derail your progress. But with this habit, you ground yourself in your personal development journey and become more resilient to life's storms. Now let's talk about the growth mindset, a concept that changed my life. It means believing that your abilities and intelligence are fixed, they can grow with effort and learning. This mindset flips the script on failure. Instead of seeing it as proof you're not good enough, you see it as feedback, a stepping stone to improvement. That kind of mental flexibility is key to unlocking your inner strength. It's also deeply connected to emotional intelligence because it requires you to be honest with yourself without judgment, to take responsibility for your actions, and to stay curious rather than defensive. You might wonder, how do these habits translate into everyday life? Well, they show up in how you handle stress, relationships, and challenges. For example, when faced with a setback, instead of spiraling into negativity, you pause, breathe, and remind yourself of what you've learned before. You tap into that resilience you've been building. That's emotional intelligence, knowing your triggers and managing them effectively. It's the difference between reacting impulsively and responding thoughtfully. And that kind of control over your emotions not only unlocks your inner strength, but also builds better connections with the people around you. Remember, this isn't about perfection or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about progress and becoming the strongest, most authentic version of yourself. These habits help you develop a personal development system that supports you through every twist and turn. They create a foundation so solid that even when life throws curveballs, you stand firm. And it's not just about mental toughness. It's about cultivating kindness, patience, and gratitude, qualities that strengthen your spirit and keep your growth sustainable. Unlock your inner strength with these habits. It's more than just a title. It's a call to action for your entire life. You see, once you start practicing these habits, you begin to notice something incredible. Your mind starts working differently. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming become manageable, even opportunities. This is the power of a growth mindset mixed with emotional intelligence. It rewires how you approach problems, relationships, and even your own fears. When you accept that growth is a journey, not a destination, you free yourself from the trap of perfectionism and disappointment. Let me share a story that might resonate. There's a man many admire for his calm confidence and unstoppable drive, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He didn't get there overnight. His journey was filled with setbacks, injuries, and doubts. But what set him apart was his discipline to build habits around personal growth. Every morning he commits to physical and mental preparation. He uses mid-and-full-sense techniques to center himself before the chaos of the day. His resilience comes from consistently choosing to show up, even when the path is tough. That's not luck, that's habit. Now, think about Stoicism, which has influenced many of the world's greatest thinkers. It teaches us to focus on what we control and let go of what we can't. This isn't about suppressing emotions, but mastering them. Emotional intelligence dives right into this, understanding your emotions without letting them control you. The truth is, unlocking your inner strength doesn't mean you won't feel fears or sadness. It means you develop the resilience to move forward despite those feelings. It's the ability to stay grounded when everything around you is unstable. And that kind of strength is learned, practiced and cultivated through habits. I want you to imagine for a moment how your life would change if you woke up every day with a clear mind, focused heart, and unshakable confidence. That's not some distant dream. It's the result of simple habits done daily that build your mental and emotional muscles. Personal development isn't a sprint, it's a marathon of small wins. And those small wins add up, stacking like bricks until you've built a fortress of inner strength that can weather any storm. Another habit that's soft and overlooked is surrounding yourself with the right people. Emotional intelligence teaches us how much our environment affects our mindset and growth. When you're around people who lift you up, who challenge you to be better, and who reflect your values, your inner strength multiplies. It's like being in a room filled with energy and positivity that pushes you forward. On the flip side, toxic relationships drain your energy and weaken your resilience. That's why choosing who you spend time with is one of the most powerful habits for unlocking your true power. Finally, I want to talk about how motivation ties into this. Motivation can be fleeting. It's that spark that ignites your passion but often fades. Habits, however, are what keep the fire burning long after motivation disappears. This is why so many people fail to sustain personal growth. They wait for motivation to carry them through, but motivation alone isn't enough. You have to build systems, daily practices, and rituals that support your goals even when motivation is low. That's the essence of resilience, doing the work when you don't feel like it. Unlock your inner strength with habits. By now, you've started to see how much power is actually within your reach. The habits I'm sharing aren't about quick fixes or flashy moments of inspiration. They are the slow, steady work that shapes the foundation of your character. Let's dig deeper into how emotional intelligence and mindfulness create an unshakable strength and not only helps you survive, but thrive in any situation. Mindfulness isn't just a trendy word, it's the practice of truly being present with yourself. When you slow down and listen to your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you build a deeper connection with who you really are. This self-awareness is critical for emotional intelligence because it lets you recognize triggers, patterns, and opportunities to grow. When you react without awareness, you lose control. But when you respond mindfully, you create space to choose a better path. It's like a mental reset button helping you move from chaos to calm, confusion to clarity. Think about personal growth like a muscle that strengthens over time. If you never challenge it, it stays weak. But every time you face discomfort and practice resilience, your mental toughness grows. That's why people who consistently work on their growth mindset have an edge. They don't see obstacles as dead ends, but as puzzles to solve. They're emotionally intelligent enough to manage stress without being overwhelmed and mindful enough to stay grounded in the present. This balance fuels their inner strength and keeps them moving forward. Let me share another example, Michelle Obama. She's someone who exemplifies resilience and emotional intelligence. Her journey wasn't handed to her. She faced immense pressure, criticism, and challenges on the world stage. But she developed habits of reflection, mindfulness, and emotional regulation that allowed her to lead with strength and grace. Michelle's story shows how personal development and stoicism can work together to build an inner fortress that's unbreakable. One of the most powerful habits you can adopt is journaling. Putting your thoughts on paper is a practice that combines mindfulness and emotional intelligence. It helps you process emotions, track your progress, and gain insights into your patterns. When you write consistently, you create a dialogue with yourself that builds self-awareness and resilience. Journaling is a tool that turns abstract feelings into concrete understanding, unlocking new levels of inner strength. And here's the thing about resilience. It's not just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. This is where stoicism and growth mindset really shine together. You accept what you can't control, but focus relentlessly on what you can improve: your habits, your attitude, your responses. This mindset creates a cycle of growth that compounds over time, turning small daily choices into monumental personal breakthroughs. As you continue to unlock your inner strength with these habits, remember that every moment you invest in yourself pays dividends in every area of your life. You start to see your relationships improve, your stress decrease, and your confidence soar. The habits I'm sharing aren't just about becoming tougher, they're about becoming more whole mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's the real secret to lasting personal development. Unlock your inner strength with these habits by now. You're beginning to realize this isn't just about advice or motivation. It's a movement toward transforming your entire life. The power you're searching for, the strength to overcome your toughest battles, lies not in external circumstances but inside you. Habits are the vehicle for that transformation. When you commit to daily personal growth and practice emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and resilience, you're not just changing your mindset, you're changing your destiny. I want you to imagine a life where setbacks no longer break you but build you. A life where fears isn't the thing that stops you but the thing that fuels you. This is what happens when you combine a growth mindset with stoicism and emotional intelligence. You learn to control your response to life's challenges instead of letting those challenges control you. That's real power, the real freedom. It's the ability to stand tall in the face of adversity, knowing you have everything you need inside to push through. And the truth is, everyone faces moments of doubt, insecurity, and fears. Even the most successful people do. The difference is in the habits they cultivate. They invest time in themselves every single day in reflection, prayer, mindfulness, and growth. These habits become a fortress, a protective armor that strengthens the mind and the spirit. And here's a secret: these habits aren't complicated or extravagant. They are simple, accessible, and effective for anyone willing to commit. Think about the greats who have walked this path, people like Malala Yousafzai, who survived unimaginable hardships but remained fiercely committed to her cause. Her strength didn't come from luck. It came from an unbreakable spirit shaped by resilience, emotional intelligence, and a growth mindset. Or look at someone like Richard Branson, who credits much of his success to mindfulness and staying calm in chaos. These real examples remind us that the power to unlock your inner strength isn't reserved for a chosen few. It's available to anyone ready to adopt the right habits and mindset. One habit that often goes unnoticed but is incredibly powerful is the habit of gratitude. Taking a moment each day to acknowledge what you're thankful for rewires your brain to focus on abundance instead of lack. Gratitude builds emotional intelligence by shifting your perspective and helping you handle challenges with grace. It fuels resilience by reminding you of your progress and the good things in your life, even in difficult times. This habit alone can unlock a wellspring of inner strength you didn't realize you had. At the core of this journey is personal development, a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. This isn't a destination or a finish line. It's a continuous process. And the beauty of it is every step forward, no matter how small, compounds. Every habit you build, every moment of mindfulness, every act of emotional intelligence stacks together to create a powerful foundation. This foundation supports you through life's storms and propels you toward your dream. As we wrap this up, I want you to hold on to this truth. Unlocking your inner strength starts with habits. Simple, consistent habits that build resilience, emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and a growth mindset. It's about showing up every day for yourself, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. That's where the magic happens. That's how you transform your life. And if you're ready to start this journey, remember, you're not alone. Here at Wisdom Recorder, your knowledge source, we're committed to bringing you the best motivation, insights, and personal development guidance. So, if this message resonated with you, take a moment to subscribe and like. Join the community that's unlocking strength and living life with purpose every single day. Your inner strength is waiting. Unlock it with these habits and watch everything in your life change.